What are the best value e-ink tablets at the moment? If you want to spend less on the e-ink tablets, then these are probably your choices. The Kobo is a good price. Kobo is currently about $350 and it gives you access to all of the accessories with it. So you get the case and you get the pen bundled in for that. The Kindle Scribe itself, the cheapest you can buy it with just the ordinary pen is about £330, which is a perfectly decent deal for an e-ink tablet with an amazing screen, pen input, Wacom pen input in that compared to the Kobo. But it doesn't do everything. And if you want to get the extra storage options or a case or the premium pen, then you're going to be going up to about £500. The next one, and possibly the cheapest, in fact I think this is the cheapest of the e-ink screens of this size, is the Boyue Pen2 Pro, and this is good. This does everything. It's an Android tablet, so it gives you access to the full app store and any app that you could possibly want, but there are limitations as well. It doesn't have Wacom, it has a charged, well, in fact it's a battery that you just put in the end there like the Kobo pen. It is not as good an option as some of the other Android tablets that are out there, but it is a good deal, or 320 quid let's call it, if you want to include the pen, and you will because that's why you're buying this type of device. Lastly, to talk about in this size is the Remarkable. Now the Remarkable itself is about £300 or $300 or whatever, and you don't get the cases or the accessories in there with it, but you could easily buy third-party accessories, and this case is perfectly fine. This case is going to be about 30 quid. I have a link to that in the description as well. And you could buy a Lamy pen, or you could buy everyone's favourite third-party marker, which is the Staedtler Jumbo. Any Wacom stylus works across the range that has the Wacom EMR input. And that's great because then you're getting this probably for around £360, rather than if you add the Remarkable accessories, for instance with the eraser, then you have to get the premium pen, which is like 100 quid or something silly like that, and you're getting the Remarkable experience with only outlaying about £360, and there's perfectly nice accessories there. The other option, if you're wanting to save a bit of money, of course, is to go a little bit smaller. The Nova Air is a full e-ink tablet, a full Android tablet, which is excellent, and you can use all Android apps on that, including the Kindle app, and read side by side with your notes on there. The Nova Air currently is about, the Nova Air 2, sorry, is £340, so that's a good price point there, but you could get a larger screen for a similar price. The Scribe is the cheapest option at that size, and this is the cheapest option of all the e-ink tablets that I would recommend you really look at, £240, but I haven't actually tried that, so I can't vouch for that, although I think it is a solid experience really, and I'd recommend you look at something like my Deep Guide's review of it to show you around that. Lastly, the Supernote A6X is the most expensive of the A6 tablets at £390 at this point, and it's a really great option with some wonderful note-taking tools, but those are some premium devices right there. So the first thing to say about that is it's probably accurately priced. That is probably the sort of order in which I would recommend them really. Right down to the bottom, I'd sort of least recommend the Scribe, and then above that the Boyue sort of next least, and then the Kindle definitely, well, maybe between the Kindle and the Kobo. At least you get the case, etc. with the Kobo. I wouldn't recommend either of them, to be honest. Probably the Kindle above the Kobo, if I'm entirely honest there. Then the Nova Air, and then the Remarkable. For the cheap options, I'd be looking at the Remarkable, or if you think you can definitely live with that smaller size device, then maybe the Supernote A6X. But I find that I can write more neatly on a larger device than this. I think, as I say, they're probably accurately priced, they're probably accurate as to their value. That's probably the order in which I would do that. But if you just want to get started with the tech, then I think the Scribe would be fine, or the Boyue would be absolutely fine as well. Personally, I'd be looking at the Nova Air because that would start me in the kind of books ecosystem, and it's really good. It's a really good way to go. I haven't included the other books devices because they are more expensive. They are more like tablet computers, or more like Android tablets than just a pure reader like the Kobo or the Kindle, or a pure note taker like the Remarkable. Maybe grudgingly the Kindle. I think that for readers rather than for scribers. I think probably at this price point, if you're looking for the cheapest one right now, honestly, I think I'm still going for the Remarkable. Clearly it doesn't have the backlights that the Kindle does or the other tablets do. I think the Remarkable, if you're going for note taking, probably the Remarkable. Reading, pure reading, maybe it's the Kindle. It is a great screen. If you really want an Android tablet, then at the entry-level price point, I'd be looking for the Boox A6 device, the Nova Air 2. And you do want an Android device because you get access to all those apps, including this app, which is UPDF, which is today's video sponsor. Thank you very much for UPDF for sponsoring this video. UPDF is a fully featured PDF reader and editor. UPDF stands for Universal, Productive, Delightful and Fast. And it's certainly all of those things, and you can see my full overview video here right after watching this one, of course. My two favorite benefits of UPDF are that everything is editable. You can edit the text, you can change the font, you can change the content, and you can change the color of the type text as well. You can also resize and replace images, and you can do all of this without ever leaving the PDF format. And if you have a scanned document, you can use its fast and accurate text recognition to be able to copy and paste that text and use it elsewhere. So what would have just been an image becomes editable text. You can encrypt and organize your PDFs in this delightful interface. And UPDF is available on all platforms: Windows, Mac, iOS, which is iPad and iPhone, or Android tablets as well. Here it is looking great on the Boox Tab Ultra. And right now you can get a 40% discount by following the link in the description. Thanks so much to UPDF for sponsoring this video. So you want an Android tablet because you don't want to have to change all of your ecosystems. You want to be able to access things in your Word. You want to be able to access things in your OneDrive, in your Google Drive, all of these things. You want to be able to work with what you already work with just on an Eink screen. And you might want to play. For instance, I do like playing chess on the Eink tablets. I haven't put it on this one. I think I must be saving this one purely for work. And you like to read, but you don't want to be fixed into one ecosystem. If you buy the Kindle, for instance, then you're going to be able to read only Kindle books. You are going to be able to use some PDFs, but it certainly won't be a full experience of using PDFs because they essentially come through as like images that you can edit. The text isn't even working. Although the hyperlinks do seem to work, I've heard that people are having some issues with them all working as you'd expect them to. So yes, you do want an Android Eink tablet. If you want an Android Eink tablet, your choices are, in the less expensive categories, your choices are the Boyue or the Nova Air. I think the Scribe might be partly Android, but I'm not sure if it has full Google Play on it. So is my recommendation really that you go for the MacBook P10 Pro? Yes and no. The biggest thing that this lacks is the Wacom EMR stylus. Although I must say, everything else works an absolute charm on here. Kindle looks just fine. You do need to go into the screen modes because we don't really want it to be in A2 mode. We want it to be in normal mode. And you can also change things like contrast. It's still a very nice experience of reading on Kindle. I'm not 100% sure I would recommend this over the Nova Air simply because of things like what I'm looking for there, split screen mode. Don't think it has a split screen mode. There is lots to like about the Boyue P10 Pro. It is a really nice screen, but I don't think I'm going to recommend it as the best bang for buck Eink tablet. I don't think it's quite there. So what is quite interesting about this price comparison is when you look through this list of devices in this price comparison, actually these two devices do come out as quite attractive. It's interesting, this one, the Remarkable, is, I would consider it to be a pure note taker. And the Kindle Scribe, despite it being a scribe, is for readers. Still gives you that note-taking functionality, and being able to do the sticky notes on it will enable some really useful learning. So if you do want to save the money and you need an Android, I recommend going for the Nova Air 2. And if you don't need Android, if you don't need extra apps, then I recommend going for the Kindle Scribe if you're a reader, and the Remarkable if you're a note taker. that has been an interesting little experiment for me, because I wasn't expecting that at the end. These two devices are so limited, but they do cater for a use case really well. Kindle caters for readers really well. The Remarkable caters for note takers really well. And look closely, more and more people you'll see with these devices in their hands, because these devices are excellent and they are coming to replace the iPad soon. As devices which help you think, either for your notes or for your learning, they're amazing.